My name is Vusumu Zingema. I'm a ward councillor for Ward 15. Ward 15 is a combination of two townships, Piri and Snawane. They form one ward. Thanks to the organizers for the invitation. I'm here representing Governor. This question is directed to you. I'm representing a 45%, if I may put it like that, of the unemployed, the young people and the semi-young adults. They are unemployed, unskilled. Some are graduates and they are unemployed. What we have been noticing recently is that we have seen a lot of companies rushing to our communities with the learnership programs. These are not permanent employments. These are 1 year or 6 months type of a project. Now, the biggest concern is that we are noticing that this is happening in our townships as compared to our white counterparts. I'm not being racist. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just noticing that we are seeing a lot of learnership as a form of intervention to try and address issues of unemployment. Now, I wanted to check what is the view of the Reserve Bank in relation to that, because truly it's unacceptable. I'm sitting in my office, young people, young adults come into my office and said, "Councillor, are there any opportunities of employment?" And the reality is that currently there are no opportunities, Menier.
Thanks.
It's so frustrating.
Thank you for that.
Councillor, people going through learnerships, learnerships are meant to give people an experience so that they can get from there and be able to use that. They would also have the thing that I had been on a learnership, this is what I learned during the learnership. But there are companies which also would say during the learnership, oh, we think that this one is capable of being appointed, and then they would do that. Now, they come and they come to you and say, what are the opportunities for employment? And I want to link this because Tabiso and Nkele raised issues about small to medium-sized enterprises. And I want to get to this because we look and we say that we must create jobs, and it says government must create jobs, and those who are elected say these things that we are going to create jobs, and correctly those young people will come to you and say, what are the opportunities? But governments do not create jobs. They might employ a few public servants. Jobs are created by businesses. And so then it goes without saying that the focus should be on us as South Africans saying, how do we create businesses? How do we create business opportunities? And governments do not create businesses. Businesses are created by entrepreneurs. And we should be asking ourselves, what is it that is in government or in our laws and so forth that are hindering the ability of entrepreneurs to create businesses? And you would hear stories of small to medium-sized enterprises that said, I did this job for this government department and I have still not been paid. and we sit and we argue here and say, maybe we need a loan guarantee scheme. We will put a loan guarantee scheme and this business will supply the product, and if they are not paid, they will not be able to service the loan. So it's those kinds of things. And for those of you who are elected, I would like, now that you have said this, next time I meet a businessman from Piri who says that I have done business with the state and I have not been paid, I will say to them, go to Councillor Vusimusi and say, Councillor, I have done business with the city. The city is not paying me. Can you tell them to pay my invoice because my business is suffering, and because my business is suffering, I am not able to pay my employees, and very soon I might have to release them, in which case I throw them in the street. And so let's turn that narrative and say, can we be a nation of job creators rather than a nation of job seekers? And if we are to be a nation of job creators, we must create an environment for businesses to emerge and for businesses to thrive, and stop throttling them with some of the measures that we put in place that make it difficult for businesses to thrive.